Hey, queens. Hey, goddesses. How are you all out there? Just in case I still have brothers who watch, there's a few of y'all. I say happy Father's Day to you all. So, y'all know I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. And so, what I wanted to do is come on today and give you some inspiration, to give you a boost, to give you some guidance for having a wonderful week. This week, astrologically, is very busy. We are leading up to a full moon, but there's just so much going on. And so it's always so appropriate to start to start the week out proclaiming and declaring what this week is going to be like for you all. I'm not sure if you've seen one of the latest videos that I have put out, but it's called Take Control of the Narrative of Your Life. You want to hold the pen. You don't want to be letting other people write what your life story is and what's the next thing that's going to happen for you. You want to make sure that you are doing that for yourself. Come on, y'all. We are powerful beings. We're powerful beyond measure. Contrary to your in the world's popular belief, you are not this body, okay? You're an infinite being. I dare you to prove it to yourself. And because you're an infinite being, you write the narrative, you write the story. Don't tell me you don't. Because I know for a fact there have been times in your life when you made a decision, making a decision today. This is what is happening. And guess what? Guess what, Queen? It happened. Okay. So, what do I teach? I'm all about the micro steps. I'm all about the day to day routines that help us to stick and stay with creating this narrative. You know, it's all nice when we go through all the big rituals and we have all these big spiritual experiences and we're just having like this big bang type thing that happens to us. Sometimes it's horrible, but it like shifts your life and turns you around and sets you on a whole new path. That's all well and good, but I can tell you that slow and steady wins the race. One of my animal totems is the tortoise. It's a turtle. What do turtles do? Slow and methodically move. They get there though. They get there. A lot of times we forget about, hey, you know what? I need to make sure I am modeling this tortoise. The tortoise is carrying all the energy of, or carrying that shell, which represents home, represents wisdom, represents so many resources that are there for this turtle that they carry with themselves. You are the tortoise, you are the turtle. And so we have to remember that everything lies within us. And we are the ones that get to write out using the pen called our consciousness, using the pen called our words, our speech, okay, to write the narrative of our lives. And we get to where we want to get by taking one quantum step at a time. And so we can consider each week to be one quantum step at a time. And I dare you, I encourage you to set the tone for the quantum step called this week, June 20th through the 28th, to create what it is that you want for your life. And so I have for you two, I'm going to start with this one. I have for you two affirmations that when we say our affirmations, just remember how we always hear people say, hey, be careful of when you say I am, because whatever follows am, that's who you are. And so it is. Okay. And so what we want to remember is that we are embodying these affirmations. We say them so that, boom, we are like, okay, boom, I am, what am I starting with? Mindful. I am mindful. And now the subconscious is like, okay, she's mindful. He's mindful. What are we going to do? What does mindful look like? And so these are the kinds of things that we want to make sure that as we say these affirmations, we also create mental pictures. We feel it in ourselves. Maybe we need to write down, Okay, if I forget that I said I will be mindful, I will return to this page to remind me of what I said I would do when I'm not being mindful, when I'm definitely detached. I'm out of my body. I'm doing everything I can to get away from this reality. So we want to make sure that we are doing more than saying the words. We are coming up with game plans. We are feeling what it means to be mindful. So I am mindful. I understand the impact my energy has on the world. And so I say to think about that you are so powerful. You are so powerful that as you move with mindfulness, which means that you are present and aware of what is going on with you and the impact that you're making on the world right now, it is being present to it and moving with that level of awareness, step by step by step. Being mindful is a game changer because when we are mindful, I want you to make the key word for this awareness. What are you aware of? This is what mindful is. Yeah, mindful is I am aware of what's going on with other people too. There's a lot of people that never can really read the room. It's like they just totally, it's probably just how they're programmed, or maybe they just haven't, cultivated themselves enough to be able to um have that intuitive nature or whatever observation skills you need in order to read the room. A lot of people don't have that. Some of us are, we over, like ours is on overdrive. I'm one of those people. I can walk into a room and I'll tell people I really sometimes don't like being so sensitive to energy because I pick up on everything. I hear people's business. I can pick up on what's going on. And it's annoying at times because it's like I just wanted to come in, sing Kumbaya, and go home and just be happy in my little world. But I can pick up on sadness. I can pick up on when people just don't feel right. And then, of course, I'm drugging. Well, let me not say I'm drugging to it, but I have to do something. I just can't let people suffer when I know. I may not feel the need to say anything or do anything other than say, these special prayers that I say. But this mindfulness, I'm going to encourage you to be aware of your inner state. We control our inner states more than we realize it. And one of the paths to success in life is controlling your inner state, is taking control and saying, you know what? The outside does not dictate what goes on the inside. I will maintain my inner state because the more mindful I am of what I am feeling, what I am sensing, what's going on in my mind, my emotions, and in my body, then I'm able to actually do something. Mindfulness is actually a clear path to being empowered and walking in a powerful way in your life. And so when you're mindful of your state, you're open to understand what's the next step that you're supposed to take. And then your impact on the world becomes exactly what you want it to be. It no matter what others are saying to you, your impact on the world becomes exactly what you want it to be because you are aware, you are mindful, and you are taking it step by step by step based on information that you have right now and decisions you're making right now. Sometimes you need to become mindful of I'm mindful of I'm living back 20 years ago. Like this thought from 20 years ago, this is a predominant thought that stays in my mind. And I need to become more aware and mindful of when is it showing up? How is it showing up? And what impact is it making on my world? Some of us need to become mindful that we stay so future focused that it leaves us completely and totally paralyzed and, worried. Am I going to get there? We stay so future focused that we don't even appreciate what's going on right now. You know how there's these people where you're just like, dang, like, we just celebrated something wonderful, like something good just happened, and nobody can even appreciate it because this person over here is not here in this moment. They don't appreciate it because they're not even in this moment. They're somewhere in a different realm. It's like, okay, good things are happening, like you don't see it, okay. And then the other thing about future focus is a lot of times we don't even notice, like maybe, oh, I'm so future focused, I didn't realize I'm not feeling well. And so now, when I could have cut it off at the past and gotten some rest, uh, it's a bigger sickness. It's a bigger sickness. So it is a power tool. I am mindful. Keyword, awareness. And then you will know the next step to take. Now, the next one that I want to share with you all is I am uplifted. I rise above and to bring joy and happiness. I am uplifted. And so I say to you, how will you uplift yourself? So part of what we need to do is to stop taking these words that are negative as if they are like some tool, like a hammer. Boom, boom. You're so horrible. You're so bad. Look at you. You can't even get this done right. We'll never get it done. Boom, boom. Like, what kind of words are you saying to yourself? How can you get uplifted? I hope that this video is uplifting to you. That's the intention of it, is to lift you up in your spirit, give you something to think about to keep you going just a little bit further, right? So maybe you're listening to positive videos, positive podcast, positive books on tape. You're joining in more positive conversations, because when we immerse ourselves in things that energetically feel good and are vibrationally taking you up, and that vibrationally they feel joyful, they feel happy, then that's exactly what happens in our energy. Okay. When we constantly put ourselves down, that never lifts us up. And you might have to put some people in place who that's their job. Their job is to lift you up. Maybe you join a coaching community. Maybe you join the inner circle with me, because that's my goal. Is only I look to be a soft spot for the sisters to come in. Ain't nobody getting beat up by me in my inner circle. It's about lifting people up. That's what people come into the inner circle to do, to get lifted up, to feel empowered. And so maybe you need to find a community, find somewhere you can go. Talk to that tried and true individual in your life. Maybe it's an elder, maybe it's an old teacher of some sort, a coach, a mentor, who you're like, I just don't feel good about myself, or I feel down about this. And they will, or a sister friend. My sister friends lift me up often. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Whoop, you're not sure. Let me remind you of the greatness that you are. And then this person can begin to go down the list of all that you have accomplished, how wonderful, how glorious you are. And at the end of the day, how there's nothing that can define your value, your worth, because it's inherent. You came here inherently valuable. The world is better because you are here. And maybe you need to hear, you know what? This is what I've been feeling lately, feeling like quite a lot here lately. Because my goal, what I have decided I'm doing, is going to be an online business owner. I don't know if I'm making this harder than it has to be, but it's not all the time easy trying to figure out, how do you make a business online and get people to understand what you're doing, and so that this business can stick and stay and I can keep doing what I'm doing. And last week, I'm not gonna lie, I was just like, I feel like I suck at business, and just felt like quitting. And I went into my business groups, and I was like, I'm just gonna tell folks how I feel. I just don't feel like I'm doing a good job. I just don't know if it's ever going to work. And oh my gosh, I got uplifted. Oh, this is what it's like when you are new. And you hear, okay, being uplifted doesn't mean things are easy. Being uplifted doesn't mean, the next step is an easy step. Being uplifted is, you know what? I know how you feel. I've been there. Let me tell you my story. And this is where I was, and this is where I am now. I didn't give up. I kept going. These are the kinds of things that I heard. Excuse me. One message that I really did love was that someone said to me is, you have to remember, you have to think about all the people who will miss out if you don't do what you've been called to do. For other people, they might have a brick and mortar business. For me, it's online. I've wanted an online business. I remember when it came to me back in 2006. So it's been something I've wanted for quite a long time. And so, yeah, it's like you sometimes you get uplifted and it's just like, okay, that's just what I needed to just kind of keep going through this thing that I'm new at, or this health challenge. You might talk to somebody, if this is your challenge, they had the same health challenge. You talk to them. Maybe what they did won't work for you, but they give you what you need to keep going. How can you get yourself uplifted? You might be having issues with your children, that your child is struggling in some kind of way. Who can you find to help uplift you? There's no need for us to be staying down. We need to ask folks, hey, help me. Especially the ones who are like, hey, I want to help you. There's a lot of people out there who won't understand what you're going through. But if you can find the ones who do, it's online. It's the sky's the limit with finding support, right? Maybe it's, like I said, regarding your health. Maybe it's regarding your career, where you are. Maybe it's regarding your art. Oh my goodness. There are so many reasons that people need to be uplifted, but sometimes we have to go find something that's going to help lift us up. We may not naturally be uplifted. The energy has been heavy. I'm happy to see, though, that quite a few people are doing well. It's like, yes, when you see people, and I often say it's largely because we're taking control of the narrative. If we know we're in a season of chill out, chill out. If you know that you're in a season where you need to be a little bit more active, go for it. Don't try to chill out when the energy is calling you to be active. Got to know your cycles in order to do that, but you can sense it. And so I'm happy to see that so many people are feeling great. There are a lot of people that feel burdened and it's heavy. And I am telling you, those of you who feel like me, it's been rough. You've got to go get help. You've got to find somebody who is like, girl, I'm going to cheer for you. And then it teaches us how to be the same for others, and the cycle continues. I am uplifted. I rise above to bring joy and happiness. And I'm going to ask you to rise above to bring joy and happiness to yourself. When you bring joy and happiness to yourself, you have a cup that overflows and you can give it to other people. Be uplifted to yourself first, and you can't help. Now, I will say sometimes I get uplifted in sharing with other people. Sometimes when I feel my worst, I go and do something nice for someone else that I see might be struggling. And oftentimes it's just a word. Most people want connection. Sometimes it does come from doing, like material something. But most people, they want to feel cared for. And so, yeah, maybe that is a strategy that some of us will use. But at the end of the day, it's really okay for you just to be like, I need somebody to help a sister out. All right. I need somebody to help me out. I am mindful. I understand the impact of, my energy has on the world. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this has blessed your spirit, has uplifted you and made you feel like, you know what, mindfully right now, I feel blue, and you can fill in the blank and do whatever it is that you need. This is Tirra Omilade. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm wishing you a wonderful, amazing week. Excuse me, my throat is dry for some reason. But I do want to say to you all that I am going to be sending out a special newsletter, which I send one out every week. So please join me for that newsletter, because I will be releasing a new video that I think is very interesting, especially to women. It's all about what in the world do we need to do to, continue to move in this direction of fulfillment and self-actualization. So goddessbodymindspirit.com, you can go there to join my email list to get that newsletter. I'll be sending it out tomorrow, Monday. All right, y'all take care. Thank you so much for being here. Peace and love. Take care.